I love Beat Saber. Lay it on us. I'm excited. All right, thanks, Deb. This is gonna be amazing. I think it's time for my workout. But enough with the fun and games. It's time for everyone's favorite, work. I get that, but there will also be opportunities and benefits that we can't even imagine yet. For connection, for creation, for learning, and joy.
With his interchangeable t-shirts and short, neat hair, Facebook's founder famously never tried to be cool. But these days, he looks like he should be on a runway.
Then I think as I've gotten older, I'm just like, all right, whatever. It doesn't matter, right? It's like just kind of try to be myself as much as I feel comfortable being.
Now, that's not a compliment. I think he looks a little bit goofy, but regardless, things have changed for Mark Zuckerberg. The question is, why? Well, we are going to find out today. We're going to take a look at this lying scumbag and why he's been gaslighting the world for years. Is his makeover just a distraction from what's going on at Meta? In case you guys aren't aware, Zuckerberg and his entire Meta crew are in some major hot water.
Here's some information from a whistleblower who came before the Senate, testified under oath in public. He worked for you. It's a senior executive. Here's what he showed he found when he studied your products. So, for example, this is girls between the ages of 13 and 15 years old. 37% of them reported that they had been exposed to nudity on the platform unwanted in the last 7 days. 24% said that they had experienced unwanted sexual advances they'd been propositioned in the last 7 days. 17% said they had encountered self-harm content pushed at them in the last 7 days.
In my personal opinion, the fact that this guy is starting to dress up and has even changed his overall demeanor is kind of offensive. You'd think that he would be taking things a little bit less lightly, considering all the damage he and his companies have caused to people's lives. Meta has faced significant challenges due to concerns about its impact on young users. Internal research revealed that Instagram can negatively affect mental health, particularly in teenage girls. Additionally, questions have been raised about data privacy and the addictive nature of Meta's platforms. In response, the company has implemented various measures to protect young users, but the debate continues regarding their effectiveness and the ongoing impact of social media on youth.
These results may contain images of child sexual abuse, and then you gave users two choices: get resources or see results anyway. Mr. Zuckerberg, what the hell were you thinking?
When we think that there's any chance that the results
Okay, you might be
harmful.
wrong. Let me ask you, how many times was this wording screen displayed?
I don't know, but the
You don't know. Why don't you know?
I don't know the answer to that off the top of my head. But
Well, you know what, Mr. Zuckerberg? It's interesting you say you don't know it off the top of your head, because I asked it in June of 2023 in an oversight letter, and your company refused to answer.
Regardless, a vibe shift is afoot in Silicon Valley. For years, the tech industry has tried to portray themselves as serious people working on serious things via their simple outfits. For example, the late Steve Jobs famously adopted a uniform of black polo necks. Zuckerberg wore multiple versions of the same t-shirt. Apparently, it was more efficient. I'm not a cool person, and I've never really tried to be cool, Zuckerberg said in a 2014 Q&A. I really want to clear my life so that I have to make as few decisions as possible. I feel like I'm not doing my job if I spend any of my energy on things that are silly or frivolous. Well, I guess he's really not doing his job right now then. That attitude even seemed to extend to his hair, which has always been kept Lego style short. Wildly enough, Zuckerberg is not the only one who's made some changes lately. There's Jeff Bezos, the poster child for brawny billionaires. Bezos has transformed from looking like a scrawny e-commerce nerd into the image of a ripped Hollywood supervillain. Gone are the ill-fitting shirts and chinos. Now, the Amazon founder struts around in cowboy hats, trendy sunglasses, and muscle tees. None of which he got on Amazon, I'm sure. Elon Musk has also had a dramatic makeover. The ex-CEO has gone from having a noticeably receding hairline to sporting a lush set of locks. Like Bezos, Musk has also ditched his former unflattering button-ups. He now rocks a Top Gun-esque pilot jacket and frequently dresses like the epitome of masculinity. Still, the fact that the guy who was once the blandest man in tech has now joined the fashion fray is quite a shock. When the Facebook founder recently posted an Instagram video of himself talking about Meta's latest AI assistant, jaws collectively dropped. Zuck wasn't looking as robotic as he normally did. His hair was more voluminous and he was sporting a chain necklace. The dude actually had character and didn't look like he was from Mars. Went from steal my data to steal my wife and kids, one commenter wrote. Seriously, this dude used to look like an alien. People speculated over the years that he has Down syndrome or Asperger's because of his out there look. Then all of a sudden, boom, someone edited his photo and added a little facial hair. All of a sudden, the picture quickly went viral. A bearded Zuck was suddenly the hottest thing. The billionaire even responded to a campaign urging him to grow a real beard. He has been spotted out and about in a statement shearling jacket, and there's even a clip of him admiring a $1 million Richard Mille watch at a wedding. At the same wedding, he wore a showy Alexander McQueen number. He has certainly stunned the world with his transformation, but why the change? Is it a midlife crisis? Has he finally run out of things to spend his money on and hired a stylist? I suppose that anything is possible. But a realist like myself might consider a more likely explanation that this is part of a wider strategic overhaul of the tech mogul's public image. Meta is currently dealing with an anti-monopoly lawsuit and is being sued by dozens of states, alleging that Facebook and Instagram are exploiting children to boost profits.
My question is, who did you fire for this? Who got fired because of that?
Senator, we study all of this because it's important and we want to improve our services.
Well, you just told me a second ago you studied it, but that there was no linkage. Who did you fire?
I said you mischaracterized.
37% of teenage girls between 13 and 15 were exposed to unwanted nudity in a week on Instagram. You knew about it. Who did you fire?
Senator, this is why we're building all
Who did you fire?
Tools. Senator, I don't think that's...
Who did you fire?
I'm not going to answer that.
Because you didn't fire anybody, right? You didn't take any significant action.
It's appropriate to talk about like individual
It's not appropriate.
HR decisions.
Do you know who's sitting behind you? You've got families from across the nation whose children are either severely harmed or gone, and you don't think it's appropriate to talk about steps that you took? The fact that you didn't fire a single person? Let me ask you this. Have you compensated any of the victims?
Sorry?
Have you compensated any of the victims? These girls, have you compensated them?
I don't believe so.
Why not? Don't you think they deserve some compensation for what your platform has done? Help
Senator,
with counseling services? Help with dealing with the issues that your services caused?
Our job is to make sure that we build tools to help keep people safe.
Are you going to compensate them?
Senator, our job and what we take seriously is making sure that we build industry-leading tools to find harmful content,
make money.
take it off the services,
To make money.
and to build tools that empower parents.
So you didn't take any action. You didn't take any action. You didn't fire anybody. You haven't compensated a single victim. Let me ask you this. Let me ask you this. There's families of victims here today. Have you apologized to the victims? Would you like to do so now?
Well,
they're here. You're on national television. Would you like now to apologize to the victims who have been harmed by your product? Show them the pictures. Would you like to apologize for what you've done to these good people?
I'm sorry for everything that you've all been through. It's terrible. No one should have to go through the things that your families have suffered. And this is why we invested so much and are going to continue doing industry-leading efforts to make sure that no one has to go through the types of things that your families have had to suffer.
So naturally, it's better for folks to focus on Zuckerberg's new beard than the way he's taking advantage of children, or in fact, maybe it has to do with the concerted plan to make the billionaire more relatable to people his age. In January 2022, the Meta CEO exchanged a series of emails with his colleagues and board member Peter Thiel. They spoke on how they could better sell Facebook to millennials. As part of Meta's plan to woo millennials, Zuckerberg discussed a complete persona overhaul. In these emails, he discussed that it's very important how he comes across. According to Zuck, he plays a special role as the most well-known person in his generation. These emails were among the company documents and correspondence that the state of Tennessee filed as evidence in its lawsuit against Meta. In October, Tennessee Attorney General Jonathan Skrmetti filed a lawsuit against the social media giant. The lawsuit, which was filed alongside 41 other states, accused the company's product Instagram of causing mental health harms to its young users. How do you guys feel about this? Personally, I think it is disgusting how this guy is trying to win people over with a brand new image while he's being sued for mental health issues amongst children. He himself has admittedly stated that he tries not to get distracted or else he won't get his work done. Meanwhile, he's over here trying to look like a runway model. Not only is this scumbag over here taking advantage of our kids, but he's over here gaslighting the world into thinking that he has mental and emotional problems. Meanwhile, he's just as normal as any other one of us. He's lied to the entire world about who he is, and now we're supposed to like him, trust him, believe that he's going to do right by our families? Absolutely not. I'm not getting suckered into this. In an email on December 31st, 2019, Thiel said that the company's popularity relies on Zuckerberg. They've cast him as the spokesman for the millennial generation. Thiel said, Zuck is seen as the only person who can reach the millennial generation. What a delusional idiot. Just think about how this guy has been lying to us for years, leading us to believe that he's someone who he isn't. The billionaire has literally ditched the gray t-shirts for shearling brown jackets and gold chains. The photos speak for themselves. And the world is over here forgetting the reality of who he is and the situations at hand. The gaslighting is working. He's becoming more likable to the people, and so people are completely ignoring what is going on behind the scenes. Completely blind to why this overhaul is happening in the first place. This moron posted an Instagram video of himself hydrofoiling while wearing a tuxedo on Independence Day. Glad to see he's hard at work on fixing all the issues that he's created. The image makeover has also delivered a huge PR boost for Zuckerberg, who wasn't always seen as the coolest guy in tech. After all, Zuckerberg's reputation was tarnished during the 2018 Cambridge Analytica scandal, when Facebook was accused of allowing the data of millions of users to be improperly accessed by the political analytics firm. The Meta chief's image revamp did not go unnoticed by his fellow billionaires. Spotify founder Daniel Ek told Forbes in an interview last year that he thinks Zuckerberg's new public persona is a lot more authentic. More authentic? Are you kidding me? More authentic than what we've been seeing for all these years? If this is more authentic, what the hell were we seeing this entire time? Let me know what you guys think in the comments. I'm too disgusted to keep talking. I'll see you all at the next video.